Welcome back to the channel. Alright, back for another one. I've got a lot of requests actually for a garage update. Everyone sees this car. If you're kind of new to the channel, you don't know really what this one is. And then actually my car's in the garage right now, so I'm just going to kind of go over a quick garage update, let you know what projects I'm working on, kind of what's coming up, current stuff going on. So hang tight, and then also I'm going to do a Q&A on my next video. I did one on Instagram, it was a big hit. I did a post on YouTube, got a few questions, but also I'm just going to go ahead and say now, ask some questions below. I get a lot of the same questions in the comments on a lot of these videos. I'm trying to respond and get everyone covered, but you know, just at least I'm here and I'll do an official video. I'll sit down and I'll go through the comments, you know, shout out to people that are making them, and we'll just kind of go from there and see what you guys ask. Try to stay away from, I don't know, we'll just see what happens on the questions. So let me go over this one and we'll kind of go from there. All right, here we are. So if anyone doesn't know, this is a 2000 Camaro maybe? I don't even know what year this Camaro is. I don't know. 2000 Camaro, Mystic Teal Metallic. The color is amazing. It's hard to really pick up on camera. It's kind of more green. It shows more blue on the camera. But anyways, this car belongs to Aaron Schoaf. He is out of Lubbock. He brought this car up to me. He works at Scoggin Dickey Race Shop. So you'll see some resemblance there, yeah. So anyways, he works there. He helped me on all the stuff on my motor, and you know, picking parts and going through everything, getting it built, all that. But he works there, and you know, long story short, he had heard from some other people, my buddy Brady, and you know, I'd been finishing up some cars, working on. He liked the work I did on my car, so he was having some troubles. He had his car at some shops. He had some questionable work done at some shops. He couldn't get the work done at some shops. Long story short, he asked me, you know, hey, would you be, you know, interested? Or I think I may have made the comment first, like, hey, just bring it to me. I'll finish it up. We'll get you going. I'll take care of it. Months went by, and then he hit me up. He's like, hey, were you serious? I'm like, definitely. So we, you know, arrange it all. He goes and picks it up from a shop, you know, hours and hours away, and brings it over here to me. And I've been kind of working on it since. He brought it to me, it would have been Christmas time, maybe a little before, Thanksgiving time, somewhere there. So I've had it for a few months. Originally came to me, we needed to finish up some suspension work in the back, address the cage. It needed a carbon roof install, plumbing, brakes. Like, it had a good list of stuff that needed to happen. But as soon as I dug into it, I noticed it had some problems. So I'll start in the back and we'll kind of work our way forward. So when I first got here, it had this tin work back here. It was like aluminum tin. It didn't fit good. The mini tubs were questionable. I mean, there was a lot of work back here. And I'm not trying to bash shops or bash other people's work. It just, the work back here wasn't safe, and it wasn't up to his standards or my standards. So we kind of talked about it. It's like, yeah, no, let me rip out all the tin work. I'll do carbon. I'll clean everything up, paint inside back here. I actually have the interior pieces all finished up. Maybe I'll put some pictures of kind of where we've gone with this, what was wrong, the tin work, and then it all finished up. It looks really good with the trim pieces in. So I did all the carbon work, fixed all that stuff, and a lot of cosmetic. There was tons of holes back here, just unsafe. So I went through and fixed all that up. And then I did the carbon work. It turned out amazing. And then I also painted the cage back here at that time. So this was, you know, probably a month or two ago. I addressed all this stuff back here and then got that done. And then, you know, I come up and I painted the front part of this cage. And I actually just did this here pretty recently, within the last few weeks. This turned out amazing. Yeah, it looks amazing. Color match to the car. It's gonna look so good. Let me buzz to the other side. I got a mess in my garage. Just kind of hang tight. Check out that funny car cage. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. Painted to match. We'll talk about this in a sec. But so I'm trying to get underneath the car so you can see. I don't know if I'm gonna have lighting or, oh no, hold on. All right, I'm back. Brady told me too. It's like, if you're going to be under here talking, make sure you got all your lighting and everything set up. And then I didn't do it. So anyways, when I got the car, the shocks weren't in the right spots. They were hitting. The anti-roll bar up there wouldn't work. It wouldn't let the rear end extend all the way down. The anti-roll bar would actually bind up. The wishbone was in the wrong location. We had a lot of work back here. We had some problems with the rear end and the hubs, and the brakes not fitting, and there was no brakes on here because of that. The shocks weren't even on the car actually when I got it. So anyways, long story short, this is all I did. I fixed the wishbone, fixed the anti-roll bar, mounted the shocks up, got the right spring brake, fixed the brakes and the axles, got all those on there, and here you go, it's all done. Looks so easy, but there was a lot of work back here. Tons and tons and tons of work. Turned out really good though. So in addition to doing everything else in the rear end, I finished up all that, and then I'm kind of working my way forward. Carbon roof install. So I cut off the top of this car and cleaned it all up, and we got it ready for the roof. I'll come back and do a light scuff on this to make it ready to go. We actually panel bond a carbon roof on there. So you take out all the T-tops and structure, and you wouldn't think, oh, just thin sheet metal, it wouldn't save that much weight. A lot of this is the structure of the car from the factory as a T-top car. So this metal is like double, triple thick. It's super thick. So when you cut all this out, you actually save quite a bit of weight. And since he has the cage and everything now, that's not structural anymore, so you don't need it. So we got this super nice carbon roof, and then we're going to be putting it on it, panel bonds on. It's going to look really good when it's done. We actually left a little bit of meat in here to maintain some of that, so the roof's got something good to adhere on. Some people go even farther and like cut some of this out. I don't know, we're saving good weight already. I don't know, we need to go that far. And then interior, haven't really messed with this. I just finished painting the cage, so I'm about to start wiring this car. So stay tuned. I know everyone wants to see some wiring videos. I'm just about to start on this one. This week, actually, I'm starting wiring on it. So hang tight, I'm gonna have a wiring series on wiring up a car. And then real quick, motor. This is a super legit motor. It has, I don't know the actual specs. I should probably get it's a 300 and something cubic inch LS motor, LSX block, Brodix heads, solid roller. I know, solid roller in Streetcar Joe's garage. But anyways, it's a hardcore race car motor. It's on methanol, makes crazy amounts of horsepower. They dynoed it with the precision turbo, and it made over 2,000 horsepower on the engine dyno, and they weren't even scratching the surface. Barely getting after it. Super, super legit motor. So what I've been doing is now up here in the front, plumbing everything. So it's got a external oil pump, and then the fuel pump's behind that, mechanical fuel pump. We've had a lot of clearance issues. You can see with some of these fittings here, clearance has been an issue. And then down here, there's some custom made stuff to get this to clear. And we're actually still fighting some clearance issues. Let me see if I can get this back here in the back. The fuel pump and the K-member still fighting us. I'm actually gonna have some new brackets water jetted here this week to try to help alleviate some of that. And then like the water tank system, I plumbed that. The fuel system's all plumbed. Got the fuel filter mounted down there. Kind of handled all this, got it all done. Fittings. I got the fuel tank mounted over there. It was in the wrong spot and needed some orientation issues, so I got it fabbed up. It's got a huge old outlet on it. Oh, you can't see. But yeah, there you can. Mechanical fuel pumps, big outlets, 1.5 inch fitting right there coming out. So, but just kind of getting everything fabbed up. The turbo kit didn't fit the best when I got it. A lot of stuff's changed. It's an amazing turbo kit. They did an awesome job. It's just, through the changes, I need a different turbo, whatnot. But we got all that finally fixed, and like we're just chugging along on this project. It's been, just kind of one problem after another. Not necessarily all these people's fault. Yes, some shops did maybe some questionable work on this car, but most of the shops have done good work on this. As you can see, it looks amazing. And it's part of building a race car to this caliber. You're gonna have problems along the way. That's just part of it. Parts aren't gonna fit. Get used to it. That's just part of it. Anytime we get a part in, we talk about it. It's like, oh, this is supposed to fit. race car. It never fits. You have to make it fit. And that is the prime candidate underneath here. The transmission's out of it. There's a bunch of spacing issues there. The transmission, the bell housing, the flywheel, and the block, and the crank. It's kind of a different combination that's not normal, so we're having to go through that. I actually got the parts here to fix that. So that'll be hopefully resolved really soon. Just lots of little stuff like this. Did the brakes. It didn't have any brakes when I got the car. So we went through here and got all the brake lines ran, did a bunch of hard lines up here, proportioning valve, line lock and everything. It's all done, and then the brakes run down and go to each one. So that's all done. Steering, got that tacked up. The header was in the way, so needed to do some steering. Man, why won't that focus? Need to do some steering down there. Anyways, added another knuckle, whatnot. I mean, just what you'd expect of a build of this caliber. Like, there's lots of little things. So I'm working on it. We're finally, I feel like, getting towards the point where it's going to get really exciting. Got a lot of the small stuff and the annoying, like, tedious stuff done. And we're going to be working. You'll see this is actually a fuel tech car. So got all the fuel tech stuff over there. Ready to get wiring this car. I cannot wait. I know everyone else can't wait to see the videos on it. So just about to start that. So in summary, not my car. My car. Not my car. A lot of people ask me, hey, is that your car that you're building over there? I wish. This car is going to be so cool. It's going to be easily the nicest and fastest car that I've ever worked on. I know it doesn't really do it justice now. The doors are off, the front end's off, the roof's not on, the hatch isn't on. This car looks so amazing. We got the ride height really low. The paint is immaculate on it. The cage turned out amazing. I mean, everything on this car is top-notch parts. I'm honored to be a part of the build and to be, you know, just a small piece of this car. It's going to be super fast. Aaron's really got a nice setup going on it. So stay tuned. I'll have more videos on it. Like I said, we're going to be wiring it, and I'll keep doing some videos as I kind of progress. I know a lot of people had questions on the roof install. I may make a video on finishing that up and kind of go through that. So that's a wrap up on that car. The second car in the garage is it's actually my car. My car's in my garage. Can you believe it? It's crazy. Dave's car's not here. It's weird. And you know what's funny is Dave's car's not here. And I haven't seen Dave since. Where's he been? That guy owes me ice cream. Like, all week long. We didn't get ice cream one time. It's because his car's not here. It kind of hurts my feelings, Dave. I know you're watching this. It hurts my feelings. So anyways, my car's here. I got a race. The flashlight race is in 2 weeks. So I'm going through and doing a bunch of work on mine, getting it ready. Yes, general maintenance, oil change, check the plugs, just kind of go through everything. It's actually winterized right now. It's on pump gas. I'm sure some people saw the videos, but it's on pump gas. Been cruising around, took it to a show, and just been enjoying it. I'll put it back on methanol next week. But yeah, I actually got, you can see my seat over here. I got some of the interior out. I've been doing some work in here. Don't judge, it's kind of dirty right now. I've been doing some work in here. I'm not trying to hide it. I'm trying to lose some weight out of this car. It's heavy. I'm just, brackets that aren't needed and, anything that I can think of that's not required on the car, I'm trying to get it out. Dash, carpet, seats. Door panels, yeah, power windows are still here. Like, it's still a full street car. I'm just trying to thin a little bit of weight out of this guy. It's heavy. A lot of people always ask me about the rear radiator setup. I actually have the trunk off right now. So you can see I'm redoing some of my fuel tank mount. When I made this, I was early on. I have some more knowledge now, so I think I can redo my fuel setup, make it a little better, a little lighter, which is always a plus. But here's my swirl pot. For my rear radiator, it's back here. The radiator's right below here. It's pretty simple design. The pump's mounted on the radiator right beneath this. I don't know if you can see it. You can. Oh, you can. It's right there, hanging out. So yeah, pump's right there, and it's as easy, it just pumps to the front of the motor, goes through the motor, comes back, comes into the back of the tank back here, swirls, and then this hose fitting right here just goes back into the top of the radiator. It's a pretty simple setup, works great. But yeah, so I'm changing up a few things with the fuel tank mounting, maybe some parachute stuff as well. Just kind of going through and trying to lose some weight on this guy. I'm still missing a shock sensor. I'm about to be fabbing that up and getting that taken care of. And yeah, just went through here and tried to eliminate weight. It's heavy. I gotta get a light. So that's kind of what I'm working on my car right now. I did have some wiring problems. I think I was doing some welding, and that's what actually caused it. But I actually had a loom or something catch fire. I think I was welding or grinding or something. It's my fault. But yeah, so I had to fix that. So I actually had all this wiring apart the other day. It was crazy. It's been a while since I've messed with this. But I mean, it shows like if you do it right the first time, I've had the car a year now and I haven't had to touch the wiring. So it's nice. Do it right the first time. You don't have to do it 1,000 times. But I went through it and kind of tried to clean it up a little bit. You know, it's just over time. I think, oh, I could do this a little better. I'm OCD like that. So I'm always tinkering with stuff and I'm always trying to make it better. But yeah, so that's kind of the garage update. Yeah, not much going on. Got the welder out. Did some side projects with some welding. Yeah, just nothing really crazy. Just getting everything ready. Racing in my car's coming up. Finishing up this car's coming up. Dave's car's coming back. We're going to be finishing up the tube front end and the turbo kit. His motor should be here this week, I think. We got a bunch of snow on the ground outside, so can't really do musical cars yet. His is going to sit in storage a little longer. But yeah, get his car done. I got another car that I'm going to wire after his, so we'll do some videos on that. So I'm going to have tons of wiring content. But yeah, that's kind of, I think, a garage update, really. I got another thing. I got to change stators in my car. Pete has been working with me at Hughes. Great set of guys there. Always, you know, pushing to make sure you're doing your best. But I had a converter from them. It worked great. I did a change. Car went personal best. It was even better. But, you know, we're searching for that perfection. I think something in between those two is where we want to be. Pete kind of agrees. So he's like, hey, I'll give you a stator. I got a bolt together converter. So they send me a stator. I, you know, send the old stator back and, you know, try out new combos. I'm not scared to pull a transmission in search of perfection. So 2 weeks till race time. Just going through it, getting it ready. That tie exhaust though, turned out good. All right, so there you have it. Garage update. Whose cars? Not my car, but what I'm doing to it and what's going on with it. And then my car's in the garage. Pretty awesome. Sorry, Dave. Not really sorry. And yeah, kind of what I'm working on right now. I got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Doing some dedicated welding videos, going over like setup on the welder and, you know, my technique, stuff like that. Also, I'm going to be plotting my suspension on this car. I'm going to go through, have it up on the blocks and plot the rear suspension and calculate anti-squat and instant center and talk about ride height and setting all that up, pinion angle and control arm angle. So hang tight for that one. That one's going to be coming. Wiring videos are going to be coming. Bunch of cool stuff's coming. Sorry, this one's a little boring, garage update style, but I had quite a few people asking, so I thought I'd knock it out. And then, yeah, cool stuff from here on out. Be sure Q&A. Leave those in the comments below so I can do a Q&A video. I think I'm going to do that later this week. So yeah, you know, hang tight. I'm not going to do that whole like and subscribe thing. I think just have a nice day.